Hey YouTube, it's Ricochet again here, bringing you a deck profile for my mono blue deck that I normally run here at my locals. As you know, at the KMCs I ran water, fire, light, representing light civilization. Dumb call. I should have represented water like I normally would, and I would have won that sweet bag. But nonetheless, we're gonna get started with the deck profile. I run 3 predicts. Predict is a great card because it lets you know what you're going to see for the next 4 turns. If you run them back to back, you know what you're going to see for a lot longer than that. With all the card draw in blue, it's great to know what you're getting so you can prepare for turns in advance. I run 3 Ice Blades to bounce level 4s back to my opponent's hand because getting hit with those early creatures while I'm building my bigger ones, especially before my blockers comes out, is a pain in my neck. I run 3 logo scans for the simple fact of drawing 2 cards. Really the only other card draw in my deck comes from creatures, so that's my only card draw spell. Because I don't run Rizolka Aqua Chaser because this is a Cyberlord deck, I run 3 Veil Vortexes. Like I said in my previous video, I believe Rizolka is a better choice, but since I chose not to run them in this deck, I went with the Veil Vortex instead. I also run 2 Crystal Memories, pretty much for that same reason that I ran it in my Water, Fire, Light, because it's the great search for the out for Neuron, for Dendrite when you need them. Also at a 4 cost, they're a good choice over anything else we have to play currently for blue. The last card I run is 2 Trial and Errors because it's another Shield Blast. I run a total of, I believe, 10 in the deck, and it's a great choice over. It's a great choice. Draw 3 cards, then discard 1. If you have that 1 dead card in your hand that you're not going to be able to play for a while, you can get rid of it and get some valuable stuff out of it. So that's the spell side of the deck. I know it seems a bit spell heavy, but once you see the creature draw that the deck has, you'll kind of get over the spell heaviness. Gonna move on to the blocker side. I run 2 Cyber Sprites, solely Evil Bait for Neuron, for Dendrite. I don't like to overlay on many of my other Cyberlords because they're in their deck for their abilities. I thought about running Cyber Trader, but I really didn't have the room for it. And I don't always have a card I'd like to discard from my hand even after I've drawn one. So I had to keep that out. I also run 2 Frogzookas for the obvious reason, 5,000 blocker. Kind of hard to get over early game. I also run 2 Reef Gladiators. I think Reef Gladiator is one of the best blockers blue has because of Heart of Water. The plus 3,000 and the draw card when it blocks. Really good. And then I run standard 2 Refis. Total of 8 blockers. Refi is the end all catch all blocker for 2. He comes out early and protects me from that early rush guy. Doesn't really protect me from Heal of Flame, but I can't do much about that. That's what Reef Gladiator's for and what Frogzooka for in later turns. So that was a total of 8 blockers. And then we run into the actual Cyberlord side of the deck. I can get away with running 8 blockers because I run 2 Hovercraft Glurgles, and when my creatures die in battle, they just get banished back to my hand. So Hovercraft Glurgle puts in a lot of the work for my games. I also run 2 Emperor Neurons. Emperor Neuron is as we all know, is a Evo creature who is unblockable, and when he attacks, you draw a card. The card draw is the invaluable part because, like I said, in my spell side, I only run 2 logo scans. Also, as far as card draw for creatures, I run 3 Aqua Seneschals. Seneschal is one of the best turn 3 plays for a blue player. For most players who run them, if you run Borpal or something else. As you notice, one of those is signed by CVH. He was kind enough to do that at the Milwaukee KMC.
Team Peach.
Next card I'm going to show you is, you guys are probably going to laugh at, but I love Glurgle. As you can tell by the theme of the deck, so I run 3 Potato Guns Potato Gun Gargoyle I just think is good because he bounces the creature back to your hand, back to their controller's hand, so it's really good for him to get around some stuff and bounce some blockers back and throw off their tempo. The next card I run is 3 Finbar Council of Logos. Because he supports the other ones, he makes Seneschal harder to kill so I can keep him around longer. Most of the time he dies pretty quickly. And then I end up running all of the Council of Logos in this deck in some way, shape, or form. I run 2 Okarai. Because of the number of Cyberlords in the deck, his ability is almost always useful. And you can, if it comes down to a pinch where you don't have the cards left in your deck, you can choose not to draw with them. But again, like I said, all my card draw mostly comes from my creatures. And then the last evo that I run is I run 2 Emperor Dendrites. Because I like Hydrojet to bounce back to your hand and he can take 2 shields quickly. And then the last one is, like I said, the last member of the Council of Logos, Milporo. Because I love to bounce that card back to their hand and have to make them wait a turn longer for it, depending on scenarios. So on the creature side, that's a total of 18 creatures. For a grand total in the deck, I believe, of straight up 40. Like I've said before, if you see me at a KMC, don't hesitate to talk to me. I love talking to new players. I love to catch up with you on Facebook. If you have any questions, of course, comment me. Subscribe to the channel. The channel, of course, is Team Transform. Yeah, I think that's all I've got for you today. Peace.